can you please tell us why Bloodlines sell so well? And I mean, those kinds of questions and comments and so on have just been flowing to us. So it's really
cool. Let's take the next one. So the big quiz here today is to figure out who's the kind of more creative guy and who's the business guy. And but give me Excel and I'll show you creativity. So very quick about myself, and then we move on to Martin. So I'm the CEO. My name is Tobias of White Wolf. I joined the computer games business as a programmer about 20 years ago. Happened to start in a period of time in Sweden where a lot of things were cooking. So I found myself managing the studio that were doing Battlefield, building up the Battlefield franchise, DICE. I moved on from working as a head for a studio to work as an agent, so I helped game developers sell their games to publishers for about 7 years. For the last couple of years I've been at Paradox, having the business development, digital distribution, merchandise, and all kinds of different things. And I'm really in this business because I love, first of all, the community aspects of delivering entertainment products. When you have these kind of entertainment products that we have with White Wolf, for example, computer games and so forth, there's so much love from the community when you produce these things. I would never be able to produce, there's a lot of other products there that I wouldn't be happy to do. Computer games works great for me, and I'm so excited to be part of White Wolf now, working with an even bigger range of transmedia kind of products. And I'm a nerd myself, so I really love learning more about this whole universe. And I gotta admit, I'm not the best person to ask detailed questions about World of Darkness. I'm still learning, even though I had a lot of contacts with the products before. This is the man who studied day and night.
Hey, I'm Martin Eriksson. I was born in Umeå, in the far north of Sweden. And my goal in life is getting adults to play. I think it's an interesting and tragic development in human civilization that our original way of learning, taking on characters, pretending to be somebody, putting yourself in different social situations, like every child does, that we have some sort of social norm that says that after we're 13, 14, it's not okay to do that anymore. To me, the best way to save the fucking planet is to get people to walk a mile in somebody else's shoes and empathize through the power of play. And the first guy to do a shout out to that was, of course, the man who inspired me to do this, because I'm raised by Mark Hagen, even though he doesn't know it. I cried when I read Wraith. Mage has defined a lot of my mental images of what is possible and how reality works. And Vampire for me is something that I use regularly to check myself and know where the border between good and evil lies. It's a very subjective and personal one. That's my mentor has taught me. But apart from that, I took these, I started out with Ars Magica back in, what can it have been, 90 perhaps, somewhere around there. And from there, World of Darkness has shaped my every creative effort. I've mostly done contemporary conspiracy stories, contemporary horror stories, and personal drama. All of them I've strived to make unofficially compatible with World of Darkness, even though they have been TV series that have been shown in 8 European countries and stuff like that. It's been important to me to honor my past, and now finally, I can pull away the part of official and put my stories where they belong, in the greatest horror universe ever created. So that's a little bit about me. And yeah, let's take it away.
Sure. Let's go for the next slide. There we go. What is White Wolf? Right now, so what happened? We bought all the assets, all the trademarks, all the kind of properties from CCP. We didn't hire any persons over. At the time, there was nobody employed as a White Wolf person inside of CCP.
Oh, I mean, I might add that I worked as a senior. I worked as a senior content developer together with Bill Bridges and Eddie Webb and a lot of the other old White Wolf people at the CCP MMO. So that is my most recent sort of professional work for World of Darkness.
Good point. Just a little detail there. Yeah. So basically, they fired everyone, including this guy. And we hired Martin and started working on the due diligence at Paradox, looking at this. And from the very beginning, we said White Wolf in the hands of Paradox will be a licensing company. We'll set it up as a separate entity from Paradox. Actually, click one more and see what happens there. So Paradox is kind of a, actually, have you seen the logo of Paradox? I wasn't able to connect myself to the internet and download it, so I found this.
So you just took one of your personal needs.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't have the Paradox logo, but I have this picture. But the Paradox logo is a platypus.
Because a skeleton platypus.
Yeah, because it's a paradox, right? It's both a mammal and a bird, or whatever it is. It's two things. It's strange. So in this particular case, when we're setting this up, we said Paradox is a publisher of games, producer of games. They're going to continue to do that. Some of the games they will do in the future might very well be based on the World of Darkness franchises. But there's no way that Paradox in themselves could fulfill all the needs of distribution, publishing, and so forth for White Wolf. That was clear from the beginning. So that's why White Wolf is a separate part of Paradox. We're fully owned by Paradox, but we are sitting in a separate floor in the building. We have our own management, myself and Martin. We're using, it's a great spot for us because we can use all the infrastructure from Paradox, but really focus on leveraging what we need to do to stay true to World of Darkness rather than setting finance systems up and stuff like that.
If I can touch upon that briefly, it would be also that Paradox is very much a game company that does high replayability, massively good gameplay, and you see what the problem is here. White Wolf has always been a storytelling brand first, and that means that we have similarities when it comes to working close to fans, being really engaged in the community and so on, but also massive differences. They do historical simulation games, mostly 4-player co-op games. Of course, there are crossovers here, and you can already start imagining the kind of products that come out of this corporation. But we can absolutely not work exclusively with those, because we will always be storytelling first. That will always be our brand. So we're complementing them within the same network of businesses, rather than being under their pillars or their way over.
And lastly, I would say there should be no constraints on White Wolf on what we can do content-wise.
There can be no constraints on White Wolf.
So of course, we will be free to do whatever kind of stuff we want. Let's go forward on slide. Yeah, perfect. Great. So this is the business spiel here to begin with. Really, what we want to do, to sum it up in one context, is establish and deliver the World of Darkness as a thrilling, mature entertainment IP, and recognizing that right now we're in a rapidly changing media climate, and challenging for that matter. So we've been talking about, could we have done this that we're doing with White Wolf right now 5 years ago? Maybe not, because there's so much that happened to the media climate in the last 5 years. Could we have waited 3-4 years and done it then? Maybe not. So we think we are in a sweet spot right now.
Yeah, the sweet spot's where being a nerd is kind of cool again, and all of our old beloved properties are getting the attention they deserve.
And we really think that entertainment now is turning, really participatory. People engage into the worlds that they consume. The boundaries between the audience and the creators are really blurring. We've seen a lot of fan fiction turn into fantastic media IPs. Everyone can do whatever kind of content and broadcast it everywhere. And it's really cool to take a property like this that fits in so many different forms and figure out a way to delivering this in a good and unison kind of way to the community.
When it comes to transmedia properties, I mean, World of Darkness is the ultimate transmedia properties. Set in a world that looks and feels much like our own, with hidden structures underneath it, and all of the different franchises connected on a very, very deep level, even not on the surface, even though it might not be on the surface level. That is like, it's a dream for a transmedia creator to have that sort of legacy behind you and work with that. Yeah.
And as Martin pointed out before, nerds and the niche and the core, serving the core audience is more important than ever, I think. And that's really what this IP is about. Let's move one more of these text slides, and then it's almost only pictures, I promise. We want to provide you guys with the most kind of multifaceted, mature tales possible. That doesn't only entertain, but also kind of dare to ask the difficult questions of life, and kind of dwell on things like what is life, why are we here, how does it work, all that kind of stuff. So mature entertainment, we think that's super important to treat this like that. This is a storytelling framework that really can be quite interesting. We're not going to aim this for teenagers, so to say.
No, and while we might approach really, really difficult subjects, I think it's important for us not just to flash them as gratuitous images, but to actually go deep and finish the conversation about really, really hard stuff, whether it's about political issues, or personal identity politics, or the position of being a sexual predator. All of these things require time and depth and a high level of intellectual discourse around it. And I believe that a property like this can give the space to treat that in a respectful manner, without copping out, without censoring ourselves. We can be brutal, direct, but we will never be stupid.
And what this means in practice is basically that we see as our job is to make sure that we serve our partners out there with the tools they need to serve the community with great entertainment. We're going to make sure that we write the story, we write the meta plot, we drive the properties forward. We're focusing this on a character-driven type of storytelling, and that we then, through the partners that we work with, make sure that this is communicated to all the ones who want to consume it. And we qualify the work, we make sure the quality is up there, we coordinate different events in the storyline. So if we know that one partner is doing that, hey, it's a good fit to actually release this product at the same time, before or after. You know, that's where we see our work. We're not going to sit, Martin or I, or the rest of the crew when they get hired, to create a lot of stuff, send out to the community. We're going to create it, send it out to our partners. And really, to continue to do such a, serve justice to a great property like this, we need to work with the best artists out there. We can't hire them all. We know that. Some of them, they just want to run free. But we can lure them in for a while, have them do awesome stuff for us, and that's how we're going to operate through the licensing model. Good. Hopefully enough of business talk for me. Let's look into what we mean with One World of Darkness.
So I think the first part, we would use the term One World of Darkness as a way to prepare you guys that changes are coming, and a lot of unification, and much more, as Tobias said, active management of the property is coming your way. But what does it mean? What is One World of Darkness? Why did we choose this term? And what does it entail for the franchise? Well, first off, the big one that you might have suspected, One World of Darkness is the classic World of Darkness setting in the 21st century. We want to use our position as being in 2015 to develop one core metaplot connecting all of the stories, adventures, and products across media in a character-driven horror epic that will go on for years and years and years. We jokingly say that if we don't have a show on Netflix or HBO around 2021, we have failed. Our ambitions are huge because we think this IP belongs up there with Star Wars and Game of Thrones and all the other greats. And this is the opportunity to do it. That's the scope of our ambition, nothing less is worthwhile. And that means we need to tell one story. So, next slide. The second thing that one World of Darkness means is that World of Darkness is a global setting. It's about monsters hidden in the darkest places of our world. The focus will gradually shift from the United States to Europe, Russia, and the Middle East. We won't shy away from the consequences of telling stories in our hyper-connected world of constant grassroots surveillance, paranoia, and instant communication. We won't shy away from what it means to be a monster in the age of fanaticism. This is the second thing that One World of Darkness means. It's a global story. Third, as I've said, we want World of Darkness to become the best and most recognizable horror universe out there. We want to fearlessly tackle real-world issues and historical events, as well as tell stories about the darkest aspect of the human soul seen through the eyes of monsters. We want this to be the one horror universe. And while the game lines will continue to be separate game lines, with their own powerful themes, with their own powerful statements and niches of monsters in our world, Vampire will focus, as always, on personal horror, and the personal horror being undead and the callous manipulation of mortal society. Werewolf on the desperate struggles on the Garou nation as Gaia is dying, or maybe even dead. And Mage on the Ascension War in an age where technology is redefining reality. Wraith, changelings, mummies, and demons, all of them will have their niches in our One World of Darkness. Why they will keep separate? While they will be separate in their theme, in their thematics, we are looking to unify the look and the feel and the emotional overarching tone of the World of Darkness to make sure that when or if crossovers happen, they will work and they will jive well. That is our intention. So when we see them together, they will be in the same world, our world. Yeah, cool. Yeah. So yeah, a little bit about how, in what kinds of products we will express the vision of the One World of Darkness.
Of course, we're going to continue having partners doing tabletop games and all that kind of stuff. No question about that. We got a lot of requests, right? So what will happen? Will there be a Bloodlines 2? Will there be? What will we do with this? And I can only tell, I wish I worked a year on this before announcing this, so I could answer all those questions. But what we can say...
We basically don't announce that we have contracts, but we can speculate. Let's do that.
We can tell you what our intentions are, at least. And definitely, the good thing with this is that people who are able to actually create this together with us get back to us as well and say, hey, what are you going to do with this? It's like, I don't know, what do you guys want to do? So we're in that process right now. And as soon, what I can promise is, as soon as we can tell anything to the community about products coming, we will. But just to comment on some of the questions we've got, the card games, V-Test for example, increasing interest in Sweden, even in a Swedish championship in V-Test these days. Just amazing. Of course we need to do something with that one. Haven't figured that one out yet, but absolutely we want to. got a lot of questions about Bloodlines, Bloodlines 2, will there be another Hunter game, so forth. Yes.
I don't think it's rocket science that we're thinking about these things, and also if you look at how the landscape around Paradox works, I think it's sort of, we might be talking to some people, possibly. And as I said, Activision has called up, we're thinking about how to handle all these properties, but of course we're thinking about that, also about what we can do with Paradox, etc. So there's a lot of smart people speculating out there online. So.
Sometimes very interesting to see, it's like, how did they tap into our emails? But I guess it's not really rocket science as well. We're as nerdy, we want the same thing as the community. I think that's really the message to get through here. And we're working on it. And as soon as we have something, we'll tell you. Got a lot of questions about the Voldery mod.
Which is a multiplayer mod for Bloodlines in Unity, by the way.
Yeah. And I just expect to get questions about
which was cease and desisted by CCP, and we're looking at it.
Yeah. So basically, we just started talking to these guys. They don't really know the history there, but we're talking. Our way of looking at this is it's more fun to talk to creative people than to have the lawyers talk to them. And I think that kind of, for me at least, it makes sense. I'll comment more on that, but really, MMO, we got a lot of questions about the MMO that CCP cancelled as well. Yes, we acquired all the assets, we have all the materials and everything. The engine isn't such that we can fire it up. Me and Martin at least are lacking that knowledge. If CCP didn't manage to finish this off, Martin and I are not going to do that over Christmas and get that one out, unfortunately.
And I think this is the place to do a massive shout out to everybody who worked on the dev team of the MMO. We are super happy to have all of the amazing, all of the concept art, all of the thoughts and ideas that went into design. Some of those things will be directly carried over into the One World of Darkness, because there were a lot of people who sweated and bled for a lot of years, and that will not be in vain. So.
I'm also expecting questions about the Dogma Kickstarter, so I'll say that right out here right now. We talked to them. I really appreciate them answering our calls and having a couple of good conversations with them. The only thing I'm going to say on that one is they say their product isn't infringing on World of Darkness and White Wolf's properties, and I have my legal team reviewing that right now. That's pretty much it. Great. So I would say the bad things about... Yes, okay, of course. No, let me just do this one first. So the good things about working as a licensor and having these things are talking with a lot of creative people about new and exciting stuff to do. And the downside is really when you have to talk to people who were a little bit too inspired by your stuff and want to kind of infringe on the investment that we've done. And that's really the not as fun part of the business, but it has to be done. And definitely we will not allow people to capitalize on the investment that's been done in this IP for 25 years.
And when I say investment, it means all of your creative work and all your love in it. That's not just something anybody can run away with and call it something else. There's a number of those things have happened during the 2000s. Anybody who does not see the inspiration of World of Darkness and a lot of popular video products is not paying attention, I think. So let's not let that happen again, but let's be the proud flagship of this.
Really, my personal motto is, what goes around comes around. And that's how I try to treat other people. So rather speak to people about new opportunities, but if people are kind of taking advantage of us, we will respond accordingly. That's all I can say about that kind of stuff. We get a lot of requests about that. Hey, look at this product. What about that one? And we're working on that stuff. But also in the process, when you are there, you can't really comment too much on the details. Lars.
Yes. Of course, Vampire the Masquerade is the most popular live-action role-playing setting on the planet ever. I have mostly done live-action role-playing design in my career. That is my fundamental art that I do. I'm a part of something that has been dubbed the Nordic LARP scene. What that basically means that it's a progressive scene that are trying to shy away from heavy rule sets and going into much deeper physicality and much more thematically heavy games, really, really smartly designed little mini games that sometimes takes place in a black box in a very expressive and artistic way, and sometimes takes place in castles with perfect reproductions of clothes and so on. But the big thing about the European LARP scene is that it's heavily physical and very event-based. And whereas we'll continue to support and enable and keep on rolling with Mindside Theater, which is an amazing concept, we will also do more physical, more intense, official LARP events, coordinating with some of the absolutely best LARP organizers in Europe, and blow your minds with locations and costumes and concepts in the future. So that will be a big change. There will be official event LARPs going forward. Yeah, we're going to try out this concept a little bit in some of our ideas at Solmukohta, which is Knutpunkt in Finland. It's called the time of the knot, is the best translation. And it's the traditional Nordic live-action role-playing gathering that's being held on a ferry in the Baltic Sea this year. So we will run in Helsinki, probably in an abandoned mental facility. We will run our first vampire LARP, try out some stuff. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. That's a lot because of my background and so on. We won't focus all our eggs in that LARP basket, but we will make sure that they're awesome.
Side note on that, in Sweden we have the O with 2 dots on it, which is pronounced air. And if you put that in Nordic, it spells nerdic. And,
Nordic?
Just to give you a hint.
No, we're pretentious.
So anywho, to wrap that part up, we want to listen, we want to have your ideas about new cool products out there. We definitely look forward to work with all kinds of new ideas. We got pitches on different kinds of apps, dice rollers, things that we wouldn't have imagined as a product that could license the World of Darkness stuff. We're really excited about that. We want to open up those channels and do more of those kind of licenses as well, for sure. Everything that we can do that serves the community is a good thing in our books. So really, if you have any ideas, you know where to find us.
We are absolutely open to giving our official blessings and so on to awesome fan products. That's we would love to put an official stamp. We have our eyes on a couple of really, really cool, currently unofficial World of Darkness projects that we'd love to endorse. So yeah.
Cool. And then this slide is about the partners we're working with. I thought that was funny. So just the partners is really the key to our business, because we will never have all the manpower, all the creative force ourselves to do all these kind of products out there. So really we're going to take an active stance on this right now. I think that's it's been a bit passive, to be honest. So we're back in the game, so to say, licensing stuff again. The things I would point out is we're not going to do any exclusive deals. We're not going to say to one partner, yes, you now, this big area is yours, nobody else is going to work here. It doesn't work like that in the creative community, I think. Of course, if you're going to do a AAA game, or you're going to do a big movie about a setting, that's one's going to be exclusive, of course, but in general, there's not going to be any exclusive deals in that sense. Which for the community I hope means a lot more competition as well as kind of creative force out there for doing good products. Paradox, definitely going to do things with that. I think we already touched that. I hope we can announce cool stuff together with them. Discussions of course started a long time ago, so they're well prepared. One bookshelf, I want to point out, very important partner for us. They distribute all the Onyx Path books and a bunch of other things. Really great. Had some good conversations with Steve there. Really appreciate all the work they do. I think they have a great service. We're discussing with Steve about how to make the community creative content available for more people. And so some really interesting things could possibly happen there as well. It's going to be really looking forward to that one. Martin?
Yeah, so I think the partner that we spend the most hours with physically, both dancing and drinking and partying and getting aligned, is probably By Night. Because these guys are awesome and they have a massive connection to the community, especially in the United States. And Shane has been, as I told you, so much help and support, and we are immensely grateful for that. Looking forward, we want to work much closer with By Night on the kinds of products they're exploring both from the LARP aspect and the Mindside Theatre aspect. So we hope to be able to link into the expertise in making events and to continue to make awesome Mind's Eye theatre books, starting with a really, really close collaboration on the Werewolf LARP book, where we hope to sink in a lot of hours and create a story that is compatible with what we have going forward. So that will be our first deep engagement with By Night. And we're super happy to have you, and we will continue to make sure to make the greatest events and books and stuffs. And then, Onyx Path. We recognize the immense and great work that Rich has done, and Rich and his team, to keep this franchise alive during the dark years. Because they have really started to approach a level of production that looks like the glory days again, which is fantastic. And so let's make some specific statements, because some things will change. All of the existing V20 nostalgia products will ship as planned, up to and including Changeling 20th Anniversary Edition. That is our intention. So, these are nostalgia products set in the perpetual state of our classic World of Darkness. We're super excited to see those great tomes, those insane tomes coming out, and having a place of honor on your shelves forever. So our focus will also be to secure the quality of Onyx Path products, to make sure that they slowly start aligning with the meta plot we have moving forward. Not in the same way as it's working like directly to create a new werewolf setting, but to slowly take it and hint. There will be already in Lord of the Clans, there are some hints planted in by us, so watch for those. And yeah, we want to take an active stance in the Onyx Path publishing. And yeah, let's talk about Exalted, which is not within the World of Darkness, but I think it's something that White Wolf fans are excited about. We are absolutely aware of the delays and problems of Exalted's new edition. On the same time, we have a lot of backers and fans loving what they're seeing. So we hope that we can help to make that the amazing product and the relaunch of a really interesting IP line that we are also now the custodians of. That requires its whole own presentation, which will probably be held in a very different environment from this one. Perhaps like one of those clay cities in Morocco would be good settings for us to play around in there. But yeah, so yes, Exalted is on, of course, and we're looking at what to do with that property as well, digitally and across the board as well. But yes, we'll look into making that an amazing product. I really think that already is, but yeah, that's good. And yes, for the big one then, the new World of Darkness, which is not so new by now. It's an amazing set of concepts, of ideas and tools for storytellers to build amazing chronicles around their table, to pick and choose and mix and match and create the world of darkness that they and their own table is most comfortable with. This is the greatest strength of the relaunched World of Darkness. It is an amazing toolkit, an updated rule set, and something that, and several titles of them, I have a personal, deep and passionate love for. So while realizing that World of Darkness needs to be one thing and one thing only going forward, so we can rein in the masses of mortals behind our banner, I could not bear killing the new World of Darkness. Instead, I think it should have the treatment it deserves as a tabletop toolkit for storytellers around their private table, and thus it will be it will now be known as Chronicles of Darkness, which is the name for your table's toolkit to make your awesome World of Darkness. And the second edition's really finding their own legs. We're super excited to announce that Onyx Path will continue to be the one publisher and developer of Chronicles of Darkness going forward. So there you go. Yeah, can you do a few more slides? Let's talk about something else. Yes. The work of Onyx Path within the V20 editions and within Chronicles of Darkness is really what plays to their strengths and their position in the community. But it would be insane and strange for us to have a licensor develop the next big step in the tabletop chronicles of the classic World of Darkness, of our World of Darkness. So we're taking development of the new Vampire Edition in-house and making it a core product within White Wolf Publishing itself. So we will take it over and we will make it awesome. It's legacy awesome, you guys, and everything else. New edition is coming. And we might time it with the release of some awesome AAA title to make sure that it gets the attention that it deserves. So let's see if we can topple D&D from the throne, sales throne, once again. So yeah, to speak a bit, to continue, can you go back one slide? No, go back.
No,
back. That's good. Yeah, let's now talk a little bit about the community clubs. So, as we've said multiple times, we owe the community clubs so much for doing this well. Both One World by Night, the Tenebrea, Underground Theater Society, all of them, every single org out there, we owe a lot. And we're looking at how we can support it, how we can be more engaged, and so on. We will not tear up any contracts. I mean, they have the absolute power. That is the message here, is that they will keep on operating as they do. If they want a closer relationship to us, please talk to us and we'll see if we can. We're open to doing things like sprinkle a little hint on something that's showing up in a computer game in 2 years and let that figure in one of the community clubs chronicle arc. We're absolutely open to that. So if you're interested in working with the official metaplot and so on as an org, please contact us. We won't mess with your plots, absolutely not. Quite the opposite actually, because you guys have been playing in your own cities for the whole of this time, and you have tested this thing to death. So what we are open to do is to listen to you and see what stories you have, what great characters you all have, what great settings you have, and make some of those official. That's what we want to do with you guys. And then, of course, there's a lot more
partners to this who are involved in different ways. You know, us being here is one proof of that, of course. So we look at working much more closely to local partners, both for production of new things, because it's kind of strange sometimes when you read about maybe by night in Berlin, and it's not written by somebody who, you know, been to Berlin that much. So that's an important part of this to make this story true, right? No offense. But working with local partners is super duper important. We have maybe a bit more of a European mindset to this business in that sense now. Also distribution-wise, and making sure that if there is an English version of a product, it should of course be available out there in the localized language as quickly as possible. Very, very important. For us right now, it's a matter of finding the right contractual terms to make that happen and to get agreements all around through between our partners to make it happen. And I assure you that's something we're working on right now. Super top priority, and we're hoping to create something that's really good for everyone in that sense. Cool. We got anything more there? More talent, yes. Yep. Let's click to when we see 2016 there.
Yes. So yes, what we're looking at in the near future is that we're going to Knutpunkt, as I said. So if you want to try out an experimental new vampire LARP, that's where to go. Yeah, it will kick off with a vampire LARP in Helsinki. From Onyx Path, there's a lot of great titles that they will ship during this year. And our rough plan is that each legacy, this nostalgia product, each 20th anniversary product will have a limited but strong line of products surrounding it. Much patterned after the way that V20's successful set of supplements have looked. So that is a lot of that is going to happen in 2016. Of course, the super exciting thing for me is to look at the launch of the Chronicles of Darkness core book, which is second edition of the blue book. And of course, they integrated a lot with God Machine Chronicles, which I think is fantastic. So I'm looking forward to that a lot. By night we'll open their Werewolf Kickstarter. So get on that one, and so it can be as beautiful and perfect a product as the Mindside Theater book for Vampire the Masquerade. They will also be in cooperation with us. Of course, we will be there. The Grand Masquerade 25th anniversary of World of Darkness in the New Orleans. So join us for that one.
Shane and Jason here in the front are the guys to talk to for that. Can you sign up already in blood?
Yes, we'll take all your registrations today. It's okay.
Perfect.
Everybody's coming, right? Okay.
No, it's a very exciting year, and definitely beginning to wrap this up. Just to understand, right now, 1.5 months about, we took this over. Currently, it's me and Martin. And we're trying to make sense of all the business, all the contracts, and the plans forward and so forth. We're also trying to add on resources to do what we need to be done. One of them is, of course, being way more active in social medias, which right now is just me and Martin going into Twitter sometimes and basically check what we missed. Unfortunately, we don't manage it very well right now.
But we'll start staffing soon.
Exactly. So one of the first ones we want to resource we want to get in there, somebody who helps us handle the social media part of it. But let us know whatever you guys got going, events happening or whatever. We're happy to retweet or post on our Facebook or whatever and share that to the rest of the community. So just let us know, and we'll ask us to post something, and we'll do it. Cool. Let's take one more click there. And it's a little bit like White Wolf waking up from a torpor in a way. I think we need a lot of blood right now. We're kind of angry, and we have some pretty massive plans for what to do here to come. Is that a good description? Is that good? I put that in the business plan. Which basically means get a team in place, get a business plan developed properly and fleshed out, and most importantly, of course, make sure there's a lot of high-quality products coming your way. So that's really our focus for the year to come. And I think Martin so one more click there. Social media channels that we have. There will be a YouTube channel coming as well. I'll post the correct address to it whenever I figure out how that works. But definitely communicate with us there. Catch us here, get our emails. Just reach out to us anytime. Happy to talk. And I think, that's kind of closing in on wrapping up there. Martin, any last words?
Yeah. So again, thank you so much for sharing this moment with us. This is the absolutely first time we talk about our plans, the scope of our ambitions, and the emotional connection we have to the world of darkness, and how seriously we take the mission of making this the dark glory that it deserves to be. And to give you a little extra treat, I would like to give you a look into the world of darkness in 2016, and some things about where our minds are at when it comes to flavor and mood and where we're going with this product. So a very small, brief little glimpse into the minds of the development team right now.
The sick minds.
And can you kill the lights? Is that possible? Anybody on the lights killing?
We might want to crank up the sound for the video a little bit as well. If you click, I think you need to click like 2 times for this to start.
Yes. Cool. Thank you.
Once you feared us, we showed mercy. Now you have raped our mother.
Once you saw the light, we believed in you. Now you have sold it to the machine. Once.
A little bit of a mindsetter what we got coming. Cool. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope it answered some of your questions. And I think we're set for, I don't know the agenda really here, but are we to do some Q&A, or how do you guys want to play this out?
Yeah, we're happy to do Q&A, of course, at any moment. Also, just come up to us and talk to us. And of course, we'll have a version of this up on YouTube at some point with cleaner sound. If you listen to it in the speaker levels here, we're a bit bizarre. But yes, so you can enjoy that at your leisure. You can also just come up to us and grab the headphones and check it out. But Q&A anytime it works out for you guys, or just jump us whenever. We're here for you. So thank you so much for sharing this moment, and thank you for your enthusiastic support. And Let's make night fall. Blood and souls!
I will do Q&A for. Perfect. Thanks.